Hey everybody, super happy to be back with you today for another BA Insight webinar. Today we're going to cover a little bit on Copilot agents, so what they mean, why they're important, and then how can we maximize them through safely extending them within our business ecosystem. So super excited to jump into this today. Today we're going to touch on, one, what agents are, two, why are they important? What is the buzz going around them, right? Why is it so popular right now to use the term copilot or agent, whatever it may be? Three, how can we make them more efficient through extending them? And then four, we'll jump into some high-level examples of what they may look like in action for different users or personas. And so the term, agent, co-pilot, they've been thrown around a lot recently by a lot of the big players in tech, whether it's, Microsoft, Salesforce, or others. But what really is an agent in the lens of Microsoft? And we're going to focus specifically on co-pilot agents, Microsoft's latest AI technology and what this means for, not only just your business, my business, but the tech space as a whole today. And so Copilot agents, they're an AI-powered assistant that helps users complete tasks or solve, highly specific problems within very specific applications or contexts. So these agents leverage the best of AI. Microsoft's technology uses ChatGPT's 4.0 model to provide suggestions, automate business processes, and even assist with decision making. And this is all done via natural language as well, which is a real differentiator here. And Microsoft's Copilot agents integrate directly with, Word, Excel, Teams, PowerPoint, and the rest of the Microsoft suite. These Copilot agents operate embedded within these tools to help users draft content, analyze data, streamline their workflows, etc. And so these agents are designed to extend the functionality of these applications, and they're allowing users to interact with Microsoft software much more naturally, as agents are now available in a low code or even no code setting, which is great. And so the benefits are really straightforward, right? You deploy a Copilot agent via natural language. It's a seamless way for your users to focus on, more high intensity work that a human needs to be doing, right? And then this delegates the mundane, repetitive tasks that a lot of us don't want to be doing to the agent to deliver to us and completely autonomously. So really interesting work here. So there's a few standout reasons why agents are becoming increasingly important as the AI race, really starts to heat up. As these AI tools start to become adopted at a much higher level and they start proving their business value, it's going to really start affecting the P&L of large enterprises, right? And so for one, agents are going to start allowing users to focus on their important tasks, right? It's going to unlock a whole new breadth of creativity in the workplace. It's going to allow a sharp focus on those higher value added tasks, and it's going to minimize the focus that the users have on those mundane tasks. And so productivity gains are going to continue to compound within the enterprise, which is great, right? And it's just not about getting the technology to a point where it's ingrained into the business structure and agents are truly being maximized to their maximum potential, I should say. And so another critical point that Copilot agents make is the ability to do all this through natural language, right? Really, really important factor here. There's no need to build these from scratch, spend massive development time on code. Now non-technical users like me, right, we can easily declare the intent on what they want the agent to achieve from what data source and then how they complete the task as well, which is really important. And so this next step in the AI evolution of this, low code, no code ability to deploy agents is really a step forward that's, really remarkable, honestly. And this is going to allow any user with the ability to type and declare intent to the agent, what it needs to solve and how they solve it. And so as agents become, more and more ingrained into our business ecosystems, we start to inch close to that enterprise AI, space, right? Which all of our organizations want to eventually achieve. So this is where AI is embedded into the business structure, and we can continually optimize our business processes, and it's going to provide us with that stark competitive advantage amongst our competitors in our respective industries. And so, now with every technology, that's the latest and greatest, right? There's going to be some limitations, there's going to be some pitfalls like everything else. And like any other technology, Copilot agents are no exception to this. they are flawed as well. And without implementing some type of connectivity solution, these agents are going to be confined within the walls of Microsoft, only to Microsoft's ecosystem. And so enterprises, we all have a wide variety of business applications, right? Most of them are not within the Microsoft application suite. So while these agents are game changing for enterprises, they can be limited without proper integrations. And so without a 360-degree view of your business, these agents are very limited. And so deploying agents without connectivity to third-party applications, it's not providing enough context for these agents to effectively complete the tasks that, we declare them to do. And so deploying these agents without full context means you're going to get incomplete output, you're going to get subpar output from these agents, and this is going to cause you to lose even more productivity by cleaning up the work of AI, right? This creates even more silos within our business as well, as some of these tools aren't available in some applications as they are in the Microsoft applications. And then, data quality is another issue as well. If there's incomplete or subpar data, then it doesn't make a lot of sense to deploy an agent, right? Because it's going to be the garbage in, garbage out mentality. Data is the lifeblood of AI. And if you're feeding it incomplete input into an agent, you're going to get an incomplete output, right? It's pretty simple. It's critical that the data you do feed into a Copilot agent is uniform, it's enriched, and it's in a form that's, in easy consumption for AI as well. So to make up for these limitations and make them more efficient, we can start by providing some of the proper integrations necessary to extend the reach of these agents. And so this includes choosing whether to use graph connectors, plugins, or even a mix of both to extend Copilot agent experiences. So for things like data quality issues, like I mentioned earlier, right, organizations need to look into enriching and augmenting their data so that it can be properly prepared for AI. This becomes more and more important as you scale your business, right? And you want to avoid that garbage in, garbage out way of technology implementations that we've all been through, right? And so for secure and efficient access for Copilot agents, you need to decide whether to use graph connectors, plugins, or use both. Each has their own different use cases as well as their pros and cons for each method of extending these Copilot agents. And so let's start with plugins, right? What do plugins bring to the table? So Copilot plugins use APIs to communicate with third-party applications like, iManage, Confluence, Salesforce, etc. These plugins are excellent for pulling in real-time data into these Copilot agents to complete tasks. Plugins are great when you want real-time information, but they're pretty difficult to scale in your organization, and they may not be as reliable in some instances. Graph connectors, like I said, they're another excellent way to extend agents. What is great about graph connectors is that they leverage the semantic index. So this gives your Copilot agents much more context. It grounds the responses to your queries and the actions that you provide to them. Graph connectors give your agents a wider picture of the business as well to complete the task. And more so than not, they produce much better AI outcomes because of that semantic index layer that the graph connectors can provide. And so graph connectors, what they do is they index outside knowledge from applications like, Confluence, ServiceNow, Salesforce, etc. And they index the Microsoft graph in very small increments. And so, while graph connectors are great, and they're a bit superior when it comes to AI outcomes, they're not plug and play, and they require a bit more of an implementation process. And it comes at expense of your time too, right? And so compared to plugins. But graph connectors truly unify your AI experiences, and they give agents a full view of your enterprise, grounded in the business, grounded in the semantic index, and it's not just within Microsoft, which is great. And so for most organizations, a mix of using plugins and graph connectors is probably the most efficient way forward, with the graph connectors being the foundation of your Copilot agent journey, and then plugins being used to grab those real-time insights. And so then, what are the examples of what agents can do when being extended via plugins or graph connectors? Let's jump into some, super high level samples of how this technology can be used. And so, what are some examples of what agents can do, I should say what Copilot agents can do when being extended via the graph connectors? So some real straightforward ones could be around legal, professional services. So, two examples really quick. For legal, these legal teams often need access to quick, relevant documents and cases for contract analysis, case preparation. These documents are always spread across multiple sources, whether it be iManage, NetDocs, SharePoint, etc. And when having these applications indexed into the Microsoft Graph, you can deploy Copilot agents across your business with real context here. And so say, for example, your firm uses NetDocuments, right? These agents can now leverage the structured and unstructured data from NetDocs to surface insights around past cases, contract clauses, precedents, all those types of things. And so this allows lawyers to completely streamline their research, right? And through natural language, a lawyer could deploy a Copilot agent to gather all the information needed for research, for a particular case, saving countless hours, right? This is really, breathtaking productivity gains here. For professional services, consultants are in a constant, state of gathering insights, whether it's, for client interactions, industry research, or even trying to find previous project documentation to prepare proposals, recommendations, etc. This involves data from, CRMs like HubSpot, Salesforce, whatever it might be, other knowledge repositories, or even, document management platforms. And so consultants, they might deploy an agent to analyze something like past project reports for a personalized recommendation based on, similar projects, project outcomes previously. Through natural language and graph connectors, these Copilot agents can be deployed and pull information from something like a Salesforce, an OpenText, or any other repositories that they may have to really get the full picture of this client and propose the best possible recommendation based on these insights that this Copilot agent has gathered from this, various data. And so this is going to save a consultant, hours of rifling through documentation, hours of analyzing this information themselves and making a decision or a recommendation to that client. And so, while there's really endless possibilities for these sample use cases, and whether you use plugins, graph connectors, or a bit of both to extend these Copilot agent experiences, you definitely want a technology of this magnitude to be implemented correctly, right? This is an ongoing theme as we implement AI across the enterprise, and you want it to be able to be scaled, right? A scalable solution is important. And so deploying Copilot agents without the proper connectivity to these other, third-party applications is really like these other this technology in a way, right? You really want to securely and efficiently extend these Copilot agents to get the maximum ROI from your AI investment, right? Because at the end of the day, that's what we want, right? We want this technology to increase productivity and increase the bottom line for our organizations. And so a big thank you for everyone for joining today to learn a little bit more about Copilot agents and how we can extend them effectively and securely, and keep an eye out for more content that's going to be coming soon on our channel. So until next time, it's great seeing everybody.